it's really good. I mean, all the way around. Like, again, you're not here to drive this car like that, but it just goes to show, I mean, for what you're paying, it's unbelievable. Honda's done a really, really good job. If you little nitpicky things, again, I would love to see AC ventilated seats as an option. This is the top trim. That should be an option. And then there should be... What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ, and this week we are spending some time with the 2026 Honda Civic Hatchback Sport Touring Hybrid. Glad we got that all out there for everybody. Nonetheless, this is the full review, and next video is going to be 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. And if you are new to this channel, again, we are going to go ahead and start with the cinematic. Then we're going to go around the exterior and go over stats, figures, stuff I feel like you guys would want to know. And then we'll be jumping on to the interior to take a look. Then we'll be taking it on a drive. So in case you want to skip through, over 25,000 subscribers. Thank each and every one of you. So without further ado, let's jump right on into this full review. Let's roll. This hybrid sport touring is a 2-liter 4-cylinder, pushing 200 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. That is combined, of course, for the hybrid. Transmission is an eCVT drivetrain, front-wheel drive. Curb weight's coming in at around 3,289 pounds. It's going to be pushing it from 0 to 60 in about 6.1 seconds. Now, while that may not seem overly impressive, let's talk about the MPG in conjunction with that 0 to 60. MPG is 50 city, 45 highway, a combined average of 48 MPG. Gas tank size is 10.6 gallons. Now, vehicle dimensions. Overall length, you're at about 14.9 feet, roughly. Width is around 5.9 feet, again, roughly. And ground clearance, you're looking at about 4.8 inches, and overall height about 4.6 feet. Pricing is important, starting at $30,495. It's for the base sport hybrid. And I don't have the window sticker right at this very second. However, it's around $33,000 to $34,000 for the tester today. Now, while we are back here, let's go ahead and take a look. Got some black badging, which looks really nice. And then the only thing that I guess is kind of odd, right, is you have black badging and that is in silver/chrome. Not quite sure there on that one, but nonetheless, you come right underneath the Honda emblem. Pull up. It is not a power hatch. You have to pull it up. And I figured I'm going to be going golfing later today. However, and I didn't need to put these in here, but I thought, you know what? Let's get a visual representation of just what the cubic feet is. And you can see you can fit 2 normal size golf bags in here. And really, it's like literally a perfect fit, which is nice. Now, of course, up here, you got this little fella. You can bring it across, right, to hide stuff underneath there with the window, which is good, right? You have some security, right, if you're putting some stuff back there. And then also the seats do fold down. And of course, I will put here on the screen the cubic feet with seats up and down. While still on the exterior, just going to touch through just a couple of different things. Taking a look at the tires, you are going to notice these are Goodyears, and they are 235/40 18s. Now, if we take a look at the door handle, there is no keyless entry here on the rear. However, there is keyless entry here on the front. You can kind of see it right there. For locking it, unlocking it, just put your hand on the inside. There is blind spot monitoring, as you can see right there on the mirror. And then just coming around to the front, of course, you've got the LED lighting, and it looks good, especially with those runners. I test getting in every single vehicle, so let's go ahead and open up the rear and let's test getting in. You can see this does already probably have gray interior. That is an option on most exterior paint colors. However, the exterior paint color that I would get, Urban Gray Pearl, you can't get gray interior. I just don't understand why manufacturers do that. It's very silly. Like, I can get on any other color. I can get it on regular gray, right? And I forget the exact term for their regular gray. And I can get gray interior. But on Urban Gray Pearl, which you pay more for, I can't get the gray interior, which is exactly what I would get. I want Urban Gray Pearl with gray interior. I don't understand that. But nonetheless, we've done our small little rant, if you want to call it. Let's go ahead and step on into the rear. And pretty easy, actually. This is my first time getting back here. Obviously, it's a hatchback, so the roof is already sloping. And I've got probably a ½ inch above my head. If you can kind of see, I can kind of wiggle my fingers up there. And if we come down here, taking a look at leg space, I've got, and I'm 5'9", if you're new to my channel, this is roughly 4.5 inches, I would say, maybe even 5. The one thing that's still not back here, and it's still odd to me, is there's no vents for your rear passengers, which is odd. Don't quite know why we don't have that yet, which again, I know it's a smaller cabin, but still would definitely be nice, especially here in Arizona. It gets super hot. That would be nice to have. Hopefully we will see that in the future. Taking a look here, you can see armrests, 2 different cup holders. And as far as the, I'll say padding behind it, it's really, really good. Like, you can see how much it pushes and it's really, really comfortable. And as far as the angle of the seat, it's tilted back just a little bit. And that is way better for any kind of length of sitting back here, which is a good thing. Last thing we'll touch on is over here on the door. You can see it's a kind of like a textured pattern. I don't even know what you would call it. It definitely, I don't know if it's supposed to be like a knockoff of carbon fiber. I'm not sure. Either way, pattern's kind of cool. This is all soft touch as well. So it feels premium for a rear door, especially in this price tag. All right, let's go ahead and test getting in the front. The rear was not bad at all. So testing the front here, the door is nice and wide. You can see just how far this thing really opens. Hopefully that gives you some perspective. Not all vehicles open quite that wide. A lot of them are probably closer to like there, but it's super, super wide. So if you need something like that, that may work for you. Now, just stepping on in, very easy. You can slide right in, no problem at all. And let's go ahead and shut the door. The only thing is you got to really reach for it if you open it that wide, not that you have to. Now let's go ahead and take a look in front of us. We've got a all digital instrument cluster, which is nice. We still do have the little bars over here on the left for the battery, and then over on the right, the fuel. I don't know why we can't just integrate that into the screen. Nonetheless, it's there. And again, the screen is really nice. They've done a great job. I just don't know why those fuel and battery gauges are not part of it. Either way, moving on over here, you have Google built in, and then we can go ahead and hit the home button. It is quite responsive, and it works really well. I think they've done a good job with this. Auto dimming mirror up here, and you do have a sunroof. You have sunglasses holder, and you can see, if I open that up, the sunroof again is up there. Coming back down, you can see there are heated seats. You have dual zone climate, which is also nice. You have a wireless phone charger. You have 2 USB-Cs up there. You have a nice gear shift. It's nicely done, soft touch pretty much everywhere you are touching, with obviously the boot. And then just taking a look at drive modes, we can go ahead and select. It's on both screens. I'll kind of show you. So you have sport, normal, econ, and then all the way at the top, there's individual as well, which you can go through and program. Anyway, those are your different settings. I find myself honestly in normal majority of the time. 2 cup holders, and then nice and soft touch, really cushiony for your elbow again, which is nice. And then we can open this up. It is a pretty deep center console. You could probably fit like 3 to 4 tissue boxes in there, which is nice. And this is actually cut out as well, as you can see there. So like that, for example, my garage door opener does fit, which is good. And last thing, while we are right here, brake hold. A lot of people don't know what brake hold is. Brake hold is so you don't always have to hold the brake every time you come to a light. So for example, if we were to put this into drive, and let's go ahead and press brake hold. Apparently I have to put on my seatbelt for brake hold, even though we're just gonna inch forward here. It's on, so now we can press brake hold and it's gonna come up. It's gonna show you brake hold. It's there, right? Now let's go ahead and straighten the wheel for the purpose of this. My foot is off the brake, brake hold, we're not going anywhere. Now if I were to touch the gas pedal, we start moving. Now if I hold the brake, we come to a stop again, it's gonna come up and say hold, you let go of the brake. I'm sitting here, we're in drive, and we're not going anywhere. So that's what brake hold is. So like if you're sitting in a drive-through or a lot of traffic, you don't have to constantly hold the brake. It'll automatically do it for you. And a lot of vehicles have that. And a lot of people don't know what it is. So I figured I would explain it there. Hopefully that helps. And it is a very, very useful feature. So the more you know. Nonetheless, I think that's just about everything on the interior. I think it's about time we get this out on the road. I lied. I got to show you all one more thing. You can see the fronts are auto for your window switches. They have little bezels, which is nice as well. And of course, power mirrors. And now let's go get it out on the road. Getting this out on the road. I've already spent some time with it. I've put some miles on it. Not a lot. I don't know if you noticed. This car literally has 170 miles on it. It is literally brand new. And I've put, I think I got it at like 140, 135, I don't know, somewhere there. I think I've put like 20 to 30 miles on it roughly. I don't remember for sure, but I've driven it around town. I've taken it on a little stretch of like the freeway and stuff. And with that said, the one thing I will say about this vehicle right off of the bat, my number one impression is the hybrid system is really, really good. They have done quite a good job on basically the seamlessness between it cutting on and off. There are definitely other OEMs that I've driven for hybrid systems and they're just not great. And this one really doesn't bother me at all because you can't hardly tell. Even with the radio off in silence, you can't hardly tell. Like you literally have to concentrate to basically figure it out. And that's really good. They've done a phenomenal job with the hybrid system. So I definitely wouldn't let that be I had a stroke. I'm convinced I just had a stroke. I would not let that be a deterrent. If you've driven another hybrid that you're like, dude, I'm so tired of that thing cutting in and out. It's noticeable. It's just not smooth. Not the case with this. This thing is very, very smooth and they've done a phenomenal job. Now, the gas mileage is super impressive as well. And even just in my early testing, this is absolutely getting that fuel. Now, I have been honestly kind of driving this car, just making sure. And again, I'm not wrapping it all the way out just because it is so new. However, I'm definitely putting it just a little bit through. And I'm getting like 43 mpgs roughly on there. And that's city driving, constantly, you know, just always in and out of it on throttle. So at 43, and honestly, that is, your average person definitely will be getting higher than 43. I can assure you. So, and I do that just for testing because everyone asks me, it never fails, especially on a hybrid or an EV, either one, what is the efficiency or MPGs? And so I test it. There's your answer. The sticker, I 100% believe on the gas mileage. Now, let's go ahead and put it into sport. And again, we're not wrapping it all the way out, but we got to get out in front of traffic here and we will get on it a little bit. Again, front wheel drive. So let's just see how it does taking a turn getting out here. Little bit of wheel spin, not bad, but this thing is definitely like, it's insane how far cars have come. Like if you wanted to get anywhere near 40 to 45 mpgs, listen, it's a hazard to society trying to get out in front of anybody. They are turtles, they are snails, they are so slow. And this thing has a 0 to 60 almost matching my 2009 Mazda 6 S Grand Touring with a V6 in it. And that thing was peppy, and I'm going to tell you, it got about 22 mpgs. And here we are with a 0 to 60 of almost the same at 6.1 versus 6 seconds flat. So 0.1 seconds slower, and we're pushing 45, 50 mpgs. That's crazy. Coming up to the cattle guard, we do it every week for suspension. We're back in normal. Here we go. That absorbed that quite nicely. very happy with how that absorbed. It does a very, very good job as far as noise goes. I've got 3 different categories. I've got tire noise, I've got wind noise, and I've got powertrain noise. Powertrain is really good. You can only hear it if you're stepping on it. It makes total sense. Tire noise, again, going over that, you can hear it a little bit. It's a hair present. It's probably the most present out of the 3 categories is the tires. Wind noise, really refined. They've done a really good job. Previously, a lot of smaller vehicles did not do all that great. And this one, really, really good. Now, touching on some of the safety features, if you will, this has lane centering. Honda is one of the OEMs, along with Kia, Hyundai, Genesis. You can set the cruise control, or not set the cruise control, and you can have lane centering to where it stays center of the lane, and it works. Like, it's really, really good. They've done a nice job allowing you to do that, and the system works really, really good. It does keep you center of the lane. Like, coming up, there's just a little jet in the road, and I'll take my hands off the wheel just to show, like, the wheel literally turns to keep us dead straight in the lane. Now, of course, keep your hands on the wheel, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the deal. With that said, it works really well. And of course, cruise control, adaptive cruise control works really well. I honestly have had no issues there. It speeds up as I would expect, slows down as I would expect. It does a nice job. Honda is definitely up there for some of the top when it comes to lane centering. Now, again, I haven't put a ton of miles on this vehicle. However, you can generally tell, probably in about 25, 30 miles, you can generally tell how comfortable are the seats. And I have found these seats to be really, really comfortable. Now, again, I'm 5'9", right? So I'm not the biggest person in the world. I weigh, roughly 160 pounds. And it does quite nice. The bolstering is there, so there's bolsters, but it's not uncomfortable. They're wide enough that even if you were bigger than me, they'd be comfortable. And again, these seats are really plush. Not too plush, but as I've said before, these are kind of like Goldilocks seats, you know what I mean? Now, my driver's test, funny enough, my mom back in the day owned a 2008 Honda Civic, and that is what I took my driver's test in. And boy, can I tell you, no knock on Honda back then, but these things have come so far. It's ridiculous how good they have become over time. These really, I mean, it's crazy. Like, it really is. The money for the value, like an everyday commuter car, like this thing, again, to me, is almost a perfect commuter car. Now, I'm going to be honest, you guys know I keep it real. For me, I'm going with the sedan version of this. I just don't like the look of the hatchback. And they offer it in both, which is great. You can get the sedan as well. So, like, that's what I would like. That's the one I like the look of. So you have to depend on whatever you like. The good news is you can have this or you can have that. With the sedan. So it's, again, you get to pick, which is great. And these things have come so ridiculously far in technology, refinement, and they just drive quite nice. To be honest, this probably drives way better. And some people are going to, yeah, of course, it's time, engineering, whatever. But an early Mercedes, when I say early, I mean, like, again, like 2008 to 2015-ish, this honestly probably drives better. It's smoother, it's refined, it's got pickup, it's got fuel economy. It's just all the way around pretty good. Now let's put this thing in sport. We've got just a little S-turn here if a bird will get out of my way. There we go. And again, you can kind of hear it. The suspension is just, I mean, it's so good. It's a little soft, but again, for what this car is, I got just a little wheel chirp there as I was going around. It's really good. I mean, all the way around. Like, again, you're not here to drive this car like that, but it just goes to show, I mean, for what you're paying, it's unbelievable. Honda's done a really, really good job. If you're looking for a commuter car, and again, Honda known for reliability, right? Definitely a car I would go check out, especially if you've not been a fan of hybrids. This is one to definitely go look at with how far they've come. You can't even tell when it shuts on and off. It's comfortable. I mean, it's just really good. I mean, as far as blind spots go, there's really not much of a blind spot. Maybe the corner back there, maybe, but in your mirror you can see. So again, really good job by Honda. I'm actually overall very impressed. A few little nitpicky things. Again, I would love to see AC ventilated seats as an option. This is the top trim. That should be an option. And then there should be rear AC vents. I would love to see that as well. And then last but not least is memory seating. There's no memory seating, and that's kind of weird. Again, being the top trim, I expect those things, even if it's not standard, to at least have an option in the top trim. However, you cannot get those items, and that is what I would basically improve on some of those, which next video, you'll see the full rundown, 5 things to love, 5 things to improve. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.